Are you thinking about moving to Missoula, Montana? Well, then you're in the right place. Today, I'm going to take you on a tour of the downtown Missoula area. This is one of my most favorite places to go, to eat, to drink, to play. I absolutely love going there. So we are going to take a deep dive into Google Maps. I'll show you all things in the downtown area, and then I'll hop in my car and we'll do a driving tour. So you'll definitely want to stick around to the end to see the vibe that you get from downtown Missoula. Let's get after it right now. My name is Diana Filkins with Living in Missoula, Montana. We get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you seeking assistance with their move to this amazing and beautiful city. If you're thinking about moving to Missoula in 9 days or 90 days, don't hesitate to reach out to us. All our contact information is in the description box below. We would be honored to help you move to this amazing city because we know that you're going to fall in love just like we did. Let's discover the wonders of Missoula, Montana. All right, let's jump right into Google Maps. So I'm going to scroll out so that you can see Missoula compared to some of the other suburbs all around here. So as I scroll in, let's find the downtown area. So the downtown area of Missoula is considered this section right here. We have from Providence Hospital, this is the Clark Fork River right there. And then I do want to include the Missoula Library all the way up to I-90. If you haven't checked out my video about all things Missoula, Montana, how I discuss the ins, the outs, how the city is organized, that would be a really great video for you. And that will give you a full look at Missoula and the surrounding areas. In today's video, I'm just going to talk about the downtown area. So let's go ahead and clear that. Let's scroll in a little bit and talk about some of the awesome things to do in the downtown area. So I'm going to start with Forest Park. Forest Park is beautiful. This is where there are tons of events throughout the year. It's right in here. So this is a big open field and great place to sit and enjoy the beautiful scenery. You will definitely see the mountains. You'll see the Clark Fork River. And this covered area right here, just this past year, they put a shade over it so that they can host events there. Like the Pet Festival was there. That's where their beer festivals are. Their Oktoberfest was there. So just in case it rains, you are covered, or just in case it's scorching hot outside, that's a really great place to host an event. That's where all the festivals are. This right here is usually where the musicians are for any of the festivals. And then there are picnic tables here. And it's just a really great place to just go and hang out. And they redid the entire area just this past year. It looks great. So right here on the Clark Fork River, there are benches all along. There's this trail right here. There you go, the riverfront trail. And there are little benches that you can sit on, and the views are just gorgeous, overlooking the Clark Fork. But then if you, let me scroll out super big, there are the mountains that are literally right there, and it is so beautiful down there. Okay, let's go back to where I was. There you are, Forest Park. Okay, so if you have kids, the carousel is a great place to take your kids. It's $1 per ride for kids that are younger than 11 years old, and 12 and above, it's 2 tokens, so $2. And they do have some specials, which are nice. If you buy the tokens in bulk, then they are cheaper per ride. So you'll have to do the math on that one, but it is super fun. My son especially absolutely loves the carousel. He loves it so much that we're going to host his birthday party there, and they have a little room where you can set up decorations and have cake and sing, and they have different levels of packages where riders can ride for free for a certain number of time, and it's just so much fun to go there. So every time that we go down to Cars Park, we absolutely have to hit the carousel as well. Another absolute must if you have kids is Dragon Hollow Playground. This is one of the coolest playgrounds I've ever seen. As soon as when we came for our scouting trip, we absolutely went to Dragon Hollow. It is so much fun, and you see kids there of all ages, up until teenagers are there because they can enjoy the fun. And they do have lots of seating for the adult, shaded and unshaded areas. They have picnic tables there. They have places for babies to play, toddlers, and then all the way up to your teens can enjoy. They usually enjoy the spinny thing. And it's really nice to see the older kids interact with the toddlers, for example, because the toddlers just sit there and smile while the teenagers are spinning them, and it's pretty fun. So absolutely love to hang out at Dragon Hollow. Then we hit the carousel, and then we usually just sit at Cars Park and just enjoy the weather and the scenery. Another great place to go is there's an overlook right here at Cars Park, and a ton of surfers like to come and they surf the Clark Fork River, and it is super cool. To see that. I've never seen anyone surf a river before, but they have just enough rocks and just enough waves to have some fun there. So that's something that we like to do. We just watch them, and there's like a little, I don't know, it's like a little patio, not patio, but you know what I'm talking about, like a little overlook where you can watch the surfers, and it's pretty fun. So another thing that I do want to mention, I mean, literally right here, we've only touched on just a little bit of the downtown area, but just in this section right here, there's just so much to talk about. So on this road right here, this is actually a big parking lot. It is paid parking, but it's not very expensive, and they have a ton of times where it's unpaid. So bonus. But right here on this road, they close it down every Saturday, usually from about April to October. That's when they have the farmers market downtown in Missoula. So a ton of vendors, from food to crafts to local businesses, they come down here and they set up shop for the farmers market. It's a great time. All right, so let's move away from just this little section right here. Tamarack Brewing, love that place. Food is amazing, beer is amazing, and the views are amazing as well. Clark Fork River and the mountain right behind it, gorgeous. So this right here, let me get out my pencil. All right. This area right here is like the main road to go up and down the downtown area. So it is a busier road, but there is plenty of street parking unless there's an event. And when there is an event, parking is difficult, but as you can see, lots of side roads to go park. So if there is a parade downtown, it's most likely on this road. If there are any events, they will shut down the road and it'll be right in here. And one of the events that I really like to go to is coming up. It's called, they changed the name. It's Christmas on Higgins, or Holidays on Higgins, excuse me, Holidays on Higgins. And they do close the road, and a bunch of vendors come, and they just light the streets. and give out hot chocolate, and some vendors give out cookies. So it is a great family-friendly event, but one huge caveat, you have to dress warm because it is around Christmas time, of course, makes sense, right? And it's cold. And they only start it in the evening. So definitely 20s, teens, 0. So bundle up and you'll be just fine. Plus, you can always sip on some hot chocolate to keep you warm. So Higgins has a ton to offer. Another area that I do want to point out, where is this? Oh, here. Let's go right here. We haven't traveled far from Cars Park, as you can see. Okay, so yeah. Okay. Another great place that I like to visit in the downtown area is Zootown Arts Community Center. This is a great place to go and do some painting, see indoor art exhibits. And if you have small children, there is a small little playground inside that you can go to for free, hang out for a little while, see some art, and then be on with your day. It is a great place to go in the winter time. We usually go about once a week, once every 2 weeks, we go to the community center here. They also have crafts for kids to do that are completely free. They have an entire art closet that the kids can just pick whatever they want and make their beautiful creations. It's just a very warm, welcoming environment. That's just really cool and a great way to support the community. And then if you get hungry, you should definitely hit up Bigga Pizza. Pizza is delish. All right, let's move on from that area, shall we? Because I keep. Okay, so we already talked about going up South Higgins, excuse me, going up South Higgins. And there is a coffee shop that I did want to bring your attention to, Break Espresso. So if you've ever seen any of the coffee shops in like movies, I am a complete coffee snob. And this coffee shop right here, it is, oh, of course, I do that. Try that again. Yes, delete that. There it is. Okay, Break Espresso. It is so cute inside. The coffee is delicious. The pastries are delicious, but their pies, stop. You do have to order ahead of time if you do want a pie for Thanksgiving, and they are huge, but they are so delicious. Highly recommend. All right, let's move on. All right, so also in this downtown area, you will see the courthouse. Where is it? Oh, there it is. You'll see the police department, the courthouse is right there. That is where you will have to go once you do move to Missoula and you want to register your car. You will need to go to the city of Missoula, the courthouse, to figure out your car registration. And there are other places where you can go to get your driver's license. I went to a place, I'll insert it right here, of where I went. Super easy to make an appointment. And you go in and take your picture. You're not allowed to smile for the Montana driver's license, but that's besides the point. It's pretty easy to get your updated driver's license, but you will need to go here to register your car. So very important. All right, so let's see. I also want to point out right here, the library. Actually, that is where I am recording this video right now. This is actually a study space that you can book online. They have 2-hour slots every single day, and you can book a study room and do whatever you want. So today I'm recording this wonderful video for you. The Missoula Library is unlike any other library I've ever seen. So one, it's brand new. I believe it's just 2 years old. 2, on the second floor, they have an entire floor dedicated to just children. And while they have a ton of books for all ages, they do have a play area, which is really cool. And they change out the play structures about once a month, once every other month. They have story time, they have like sing-alongs, they have lots of events in this big room, and kids really enjoy it. One time I took my kids to meet Santa and Mrs. Claus, and it was really nice, and it's free, which is great too. My kids wanted nothing to do with it, but they did like to observe other kids going up to Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus to go talk to them, and then they get a little candy cane, and it's just a fun time. In the other section of the second floor, you will find a water table, which is really cool. A great place for the kids to play around. They do get super wet, so just be aware that you might need a second pair of clothes. They do have some smocks that you can borrow. They're pretty much useless because they're not waterproof. They're like a fabric. So you can bring your own smock, or just know that your kid is going to get soaking wet from head to toe. So just be prepared for that. Usually I just take my son's sweater off and he's in a t-shirt. That way he can get his t-shirt all wet. And then we take that off and put his sweater back on. So that's how I handle it in the wintertime. In the summertime, I care a little less because it dries so quickly and we just go outside and voila, it's dry. So not a big deal. They also have a climbing structure that's really fun. So if your kiddo wants to get out there wiggles, they have a beautiful beehive, and the kids can read in it, like a very cozy reading nook. They have another section where they change out the exhibits all the time. They have staff that are there to do crafts with the kids, or teach them like a very small like science lesson sometimes, or they do have crafts for like the different holidays. And it's just a really good time for your kids to interact with other adults. And they just have, the one time they had a huge sand table, and my kids absolutely love that. And they had like little dinosaurs that they could play with, and they could bury them and then they dig them up. Just a really great place to go. Then they have all sorts of kids events that they plan. So if you're going to go to Missoula and you want something to do, go to the library. It is not your typical library. Great place to get the wiggles out when it's winter time, or just a great place to cool down in the summertime when it does get pretty hot here sometimes. So just a great place, great community, highly recommend. And then once you start getting hungry, another place that I definitely like to, where is it? Where are you? Oh, right there. Of course, I was going in the wrong direction. You leave the library, go for a short walk down here, Wally and Buck. Delicious hamburgers, locally sourced meats. The staff is amazing. The French fries are delicious. Highly recommend. Not super pricey either. So if you're going to get a burger, go to Wally and Buck. There's also, it's actually not coming up right here. Oh, there it is. Front Street Pizza. Delicious pizza. They have really good garlic knots. Highly recommend those. The staff is amazing. It's just a very cute hometown pizza, just a warm environment. Love going there. All right, so what else do I want to point out? Ooh, yes, I definitely want to talk about the Children's Theater right here. So the Children's Theater is a awesome place. If you want to introduce your kids to theater, they have performances based on different storybooks or movies. We went to Annie not too long ago, and it was great. They also have theater programs for children, and then they put on performances. So it's fun for us to take our little kids, and then they see other kids performing on stage, and then I just love to hear, well, I want to do that someday. Just really fun place to go. So highly recommend that place as well. I mean, there are just so many things to do in this downtown area. You can just literally walk up and down the streets, and they have little shops that you can go to, different restaurants, bars. It's just one of those places where you should put on some good walking shoes and just walk this whole area. And you can't go wrong if you just walk up and down Higgins and then just turn onto one of the streets randomly. And if you cross over the bridge over the Clark Fork, obviously you can get some really amazing pictures. But then in this section right here, if you go down this road right here, let's see if I can move it over here and highlight it. You walk over the bridge, whoops, and oops. Yeah, you can go that way. It takes you down here to like a trail where you can be down by the water, but then let's try that again. So if you walk over the bridge, not in the water, but over the bridge on this road right here, 3rd Street, definitely hit up Bernice's Bakery. Delicious pastries and sandwiches, and you can order cakes for any events that you have coming up. Highly recommend. Oh, and their coffee is really delicious too. Staff is really amazing as well. I do want to point out one more place. Where is it? It's on North Higgins, not Catalyst. There it is. It's right here. It's Mary's Mountain Cookies. So if you have ever had a crumble cookie, this place is better. It's a locally owned cookie shop. Absolutely amazing. The cookies are humongous and they are so delicious. So don't even waste your money on crumble. Go here instead and support local. Staff is also amazing. And they have big cookies and small cookies. So if you have ever had, so my daughter took a camp at the library this past summer, and one of the activities that they did was they walked from the library. Let's see, they walked from the library, which is over here. There we go. They walked down from the library to Mary's Mountain Cookies, and they got to hear about how they make the cookies there, and then they got to decorate them and bring it home. And my daughter absolutely loved it, and she still talks about it to this day. So as you can see, I mean, I just spoke about just a handful of things that we like to do when we go to the downtown area of Missoula. So there's just so much to explore. And like I said, put on some good walking shoes, walk up and down South Higgins, and just turn on to any of the streets. Another place that I want to share about, so if you start down here, it's South Higgins, but then as you go up the road, it turns into North Higgins, which makes sense. I did talk about Break Espresso, definitely go there. And then if you keep walking just a little bit more, you'll reach a place called the X's. And this is a local expression that you will definitely need to learn if you move to Missoula. So if someone talks about the X's, they're literally talking about 3 giant red X's. It's like a big sculpture, and it's right here in this garden area. And they have quite a few events that happen at the X's. There's a farmer's market and there's a craft market, and it happens at the same time as the other farmer's market down by Caress Park. They happen at the same time. So if you want to go to one farmer's market and then go to the other one, then go to the craft fair, you can spend your whole Saturday morning just looking at local vendors, and it is an absolute blast. Okay, another place that I would like to share about, it's right by the X's, which is right here. But if you walk along the street right here and you go to AR Workshop in Missoula, this place is awesome. They have lots of crafts available. They have camps for your kiddos to go to. If your kids like to craft, this is the place for you. If you like to craft, this is the place for you. Get creative, and they can pretty much do whatever you want. So I went to an event there and we painted tea towels, and it was just a nice, relaxing time. And we were able to just listen to music, sip on wine, and paint along with the help of one of their staff members. And she was super sweet, helping me pick out colors. And I made a beautiful tea towel, and definitely highly recommend AR Workshop right there in Missoula. All right, if you have any questions about the downtown area or need any recommendations, maybe places that I didn't have time to talk about in this video, but would like an in-depth review of a business or a restaurant or a bakery in this downtown area or all of Missoula and the suburbs, just reach out. All of my contact information is in the description box below. If you are coming to Missoula, you definitely want to check out this downtown area. So much to offer. All right, let's go ahead and I'm gonna hop in my car and let's take a driving tour around the downtown area of Missoula so that you can see and feel what it's like to be in the downtown area.